Finally, imagine walking into your favorite local shop, gas station, or cafe, and right next to the cash register stands a Pi Network ATM, ready to let you withdraw, deposit, or purchase goods using PiCoin. Sounds futuristic? Well, that future is now taking shape. Pi Network's vision to integrate decentralized finance into everyday life is no longer just a dream. As the ecosystem grows stronger and infrastructure expands, dedicated Pi ATMs are becoming a real possibility, empowering millions to transact freely without banks or borders. But here's where you come in, Pioneer. If Pi ATMs launched in your area tomorrow, what would your first transaction be, and why? Would you buy a coffee, withdraw some cash, or help someone new make their very first Pi payment? And here's a more personal challenge. Which friend or family member who still doubts cryptocurrency would you bring to try it out first, to show them the real power of the people's currency? Now, think about your neighborhood, those local businesses that keep your community running. Which of them could benefit most from accepting Pi payments, especially when customers can instantly convert Pi to cash nearby? Finally, let's get strategic. What challenges or barriers in your region could slow ATM deployment? Is it internet access, regulatory issues, or merchant awareness? And how can our global Pioneer community unite to overcome them and accelerate this transformation? Let's now greet and welcome PI pioneers from every continent on this beautiful planet. Whether you're watching from bustling cities in the United States, the vibrant markets of India, the growing economies of Nigeria, the innovative landscapes of the Philippines, or anywhere else in our incredible global Pi family, this moment belongs to all of us together. Right now, I want to see the true power of our worldwide Pi Network community. Drop a comment saying Pi Network to the moon, followed by your country name, to paint this comment section with the colors of every nation on Earth, and don't forget to smash subscribe button and ring notification if you haven't already, so you never miss an update. You walk into your neighborhood bank on a Tuesday morning. Instead of seeing just the usual ATM, you see something different. A Pi Network. ATM standing right beside traditional machines. You walk up, scan your Pi wallet, and within seconds, you're depositing or withdrawing Pi coins. Simple, fast, secure. Just like any ATM you've used. Sounds like science fiction? This vision is already being discussed by millions of pioneers worldwide. Why is this powerful? Because it represents real integration, real utility, real access for everyday people. Most cryptocurrencies exist only digitally. You trade them online, hold them in digital wallets. But physical access? That's rare. PiCoin ATMs would change everything. They bring cryptocurrency from the screen into your hands. Literally. This isn't just technical. It's a fundamental shift in how we think about money, banking, and financial freedom. Pi Network started by solving a massive problem. Traditional crypto mining required expensive equipment and technical knowledge. Regular people were locked out. Pi changed that. Mining. Pi requires just a smartphone and seconds each day. No special hardware, no computer science degree, no massive electricity bills. This opened doors for millions who never touched cryptocurrency before. Students, teachers, business owners, people from every corner of the world suddenly had access. The numbers speak for themselves. Pi Network has grown into one of the largest crypto communities on the planet. But Pi didn't stop at mining. The vision expanded. The focus shifted from accumulating coins to actually using them, creating real utility, building real applications, enabling real transactions. Today, Pi Network is developing a complete ecosystem. Applications are being built. Merchants are accepting PiCoin. The mainnet has launched. Infrastructure is taking shape. This evolution makes the ATM vision possible. You can't have ATMs for currency nobody uses. But with millions of engaged users and growing utility, physical infrastructure makes perfect sense. Let's get practical. What would PiCoin ATMs offer? Accessibility. Right now, converting crypto to cash can be complicated. Online exchanges, verification, waiting, fees at every step. PiCoin ATMs eliminate barriers. Walk up, scan wallet, complete transaction. Walk away, simple. This matters for people in developing countries where banking is limited. Someone in a rural area mining Pi for years could access their value instantly. Liquidity. ATMs provide instant conversion between Pi and cash. Need emergency cash? Convert your Pi. Have extra cash? Deposit it. Immediate conversion builds trust. It proves Pi isn't just digital tokens, it's real value accessible anytime. Visibility. When people see Pi ATMs in banks and shopping centers, the currency becomes real in their minds. Physical infrastructure creates confidence. It shows the project is established and here to stay. A Pi ATM could offer multiple functions. Check balance, transfer Pi to others, pay bills directly, purchase from partnered merchants, access decentralized finance services. Imagine an ATM that's not just a cash machine, but a complete financial service point for the Pi ecosystem. PiCoin ATMs don't exist yet. This is a vision the community is working toward. But it's not fantasy. Cryptocurrency ATMs already exist for Bitcoin and Ethereum. Thousands operate worldwide. The technology works. The business model works. Pi needs to reach adoption, stability, and regulatory acceptance that makes deployment viable. Key steps: ecosystem development, more applications, merchants, and use cases. This is already happening daily. Regulatory compliance, working with regulators in different countries to establish legal frameworks. PI's KYC commitment shows dedication to compliance. Strategic partnerships. Partnerships with ATM manufacturers, banks, and payment processors. Market stability. Reliable exchange rates and sufficient liquidity. Community support. Your engagement matters. The more pioneers use Pi and demonstrate demand, the faster this becomes reality. Some say this sounds ambitious. But remember, Bitcoin was once just an idea. Smartphones were science fiction. Every revolutionary technology seems impossible until it isn't. Pi Network already achieved what many thought impossible: creating cryptocurrency that millions of regular people understand and use. PiCoin ATMs represent something profound: decentralized banking. Traditional banking operates on centralized control. A few institutions control your money, decide loans, set fees, and determine rules. You ask permission to use your own money. Decentralized finance flips this. Power is distributed among users. You control assets. You participate in governance. You determine how the system operates. Pi Network embodies this. Pioneers aren't just account holders. They're miners, users, and stakeholders. They collectively build the network. PiCoin ATMs extend decentralization into the physical world. They create tangible access points for a system that doesn't rely on traditional banking gatekeepers. Think about financial inclusion. Billions worldwide are unbanked or underbanked. They lack traditional banking services. But they have smartphones. They can mine Pi, they can participate, and with Pi ATMs, they could access financial services previously out of reach. The smartest approach combines both worlds: innovation and freedom of decentralized systems with stability and accessibility of traditional infrastructure. PiCoin ATMs represent exactly this: decentralized currency, centralized access points, user control, institutional stability, innovation meeting practicality. Traditional banks are watching. They see the crypto revolution. They know they must adapt or become obsolete. Banks embracing Pi early could position themselves for the future. They could offer crypto services to existing customers. They could deploy Pi ATMs as value-added services. This creates win-win. Banks stay relevant. Pi gets infrastructure and legitimacy. Users get the best of both worlds. Let's talk about what makes Pi special: the community. Millions of people across every continent, from every background, united by shared vision. all actively participating, building, and supporting the network daily. This isn't passive investment, this is active engagement. Pioneers aren't just holding coins, they're educating others, developing applications, accepting Pi at businesses, and advocating for growth. Community response to Pi ATMs has been incredible. The excitement is real. The demand is clear. Community-driven projects have unique advantages. They don't rely on single companies. They're powered by collective belief. That makes them remarkably resilient. This momentum is what will make PiCoin ATMs possible. When millions demand a service, when they actively use and promote currency, when they demonstrate utility, infrastructure follows. The Pi community is global. We're talking about a project spanning the entire world. This global reach is essential for ATM deployment. You need coverage everywhere. The Pi community provides this foundation. There are pioneers in almost every country. So what's your role? How are you contributing to Pi Network's growth? Maybe you're mining consistently, educating friends, developing applications, accepting Pi at your business, simply engaging with content and spreading awareness. Whatever your contribution, it matters. Millions of small actions create unstoppable momentum. Pi Network isn't just a cryptocurrency, it's a Web3 platform. And understanding this distinction is crucial for appreciating the full potential of PiCoin ATMs. Web3 represents the next evolution of the internet. Web 1 was read only. Web 2 added user interaction and social media. Web 3 adds ownership, decentralization, and user control. In Web 3, you own your data. You control your identity. You participate directly in the platforms you use without middlemen taking cuts and making decisions for you. Pi Network is built on Web 3 principles. It supports smart contracts, which are self-executing agreements that work automatically without intermediaries. It enables decentralized applications where users have control. It creates a system where pioneers are stakeholders, not just users. Now, how does this connect to ATMs? Here's where it gets really interesting. A PiCoin ATM wouldn't need to be just a simple cash machine. It could be a gateway to the entire Web3 ecosystem that Pi Network is building. Imagine walking up to a Pi ATM and accessing your decentralized identity, verifying your credentials without giving up your privacy, interacting with smart contracts, accessing decentralized finance services, managing your digital assets across multiple platforms. The ATM becomes more than a banking tool. It becomes a physical access point to the entire decentralized web. This is the kind of innovation that traditional banking infrastructure can't offer. This is what makes Pi Network's vision unique and powerful. And here's another aspect most people don't consider: cross-chain compatibility. Pi Network is working on connections with other blockchain networks. This means PiCoin ATMs could potentially support multiple cryptocurrencies and facilitate exchanges between different networks. One physical machine, multiple currencies, complete flexibility. That's the Web3 advantage. The technology is developing rapidly. The infrastructure is improving constantly. And Pi Network is positioning itself at the center of this innovation. Traditional ATMs dispense cash. PiCoin ATMs could dispense access to an entire financial ecosystem. This isn't just about replacing old systems. It's about creating something entirely new, something that gives users more power, more options, and more control than they've ever had before. And the best part? This technology is becoming more user-friendly every day. You won't need to be a tech expert to benefit from it. The interface will be simple. The experience will be smooth. The value will be obvious. Pi Network has always prioritized accessibility. That's why mining works on smartphones. That's why the interface is intuitive. That's why the community is so welcoming to newcomers. This same accessibility will define PiCoin ATMs. Advanced technology, simple experience. Revolutionary innovation, practical implementation. Now, I want to take a moment to address challenges directly and honestly, because that's what responsible coverage requires. The vision of PiCoin ATMs is exciting, but it's not without obstacles. Let's talk about them openly. Challenge number 1: regulatory compliance. Every country has different laws about cryptocurrency, banking, and financial services. Navigating this complex regulatory landscape takes time and resources. Pi Network needs to work with governments and financial authorities in multiple jurisdictions. This requires legal expertise, patience, and sometimes compromise. But here's the positive side. Pi Network has been building with compliance in mind from the beginning. The KYC process, the gradual mainnet launch, the careful approach to ecosystem development all demonstrate a commitment to doing things properly. Challenge number 2: technical infrastructure. Building and maintaining ATM networks is expensive and complex. It requires hardware, software, security systems, maintenance teams, and constant updates. This isn't something that happens overnight. It requires significant investment and careful planning. However, as I mentioned earlier, the technology already exists. Cryptocurrency ATMs are proven. Pi Network wouldn't need to invent new technology, just adapt existing solutions. Challenge number 3: market stability. ATMs require reliable exchange rates. If PiCoin's value fluctuates wildly, operating ATMs becomes difficult. The solution here is continued ecosystem growth, increased liquidity, and wider adoption. As more people use Pi and more real-world utility develops, stability naturally improves. Challenge number 4: competition and skepticism. Pi Network faces skepticism from some parts of the traditional cryptocurrency community. Some people doubt the project's viability or question its approach. The answer to skepticism is results. As Pi Network continues delivering on its roadmap, as utility expands, as the ecosystem matures, skepticism naturally decreases. Every revolutionary project faces doubt at the beginning. Bitcoin was dismissed as a fantasy. Ethereum was called unnecessary. Yet both proved their critics wrong through consistent development and real-world results. Pi Network is on the same journey, and the progress so far is genuinely impressive. Challenge number 5: user education. Many people still don't understand cryptocurrency. They find it confusing, intimidating, or suspicious. PiCoin ATMs could actually help solve this problem. Physical presence creates familiarity. Simple interfaces build confidence. Positive experiences spread through word of mouth. But there's still work to do in educating the broader public about cryptocurrency in general and Pi Network specifically. This is where content creators, community members, and engaged pioneers play a crucial role. Every conversation you have about Pi Network, every person you help understand it, contributes to overcoming this challenge. Now, I'm not mentioning these challenges to discourage anyone. I'm mentioning them because honest assessment is essential. Understanding obstacles helps us work towards solutions. And here's the important truth. Every single one of these challenges is solvable. None of them are insurmountable. They require work, time, and community effort, but they're absolutely manageable. The path from vision to reality is never simple, but it's always possible with dedication and smart execution. What does this mean for you? First, your participation shapes the future. Every time you mine, engage, or tell someone about Pi, you contribute to momentum that makes visions like ATMs possible. Second, stay informed, follow official updates, participate in discussions, understand the roadmap. Third, think long-term. Revolutionary changes take time. Patience is essential, but so is sustained engagement. Fourth, spread awareness responsibly. Share the vision, but be honest about current status. Enthusiasm is great, but accuracy is essential. Fifth, prepare for opportunities. As Pi grows, there will be opportunities for early participants. Starting businesses, developing applications, deploying infrastructure, or simply benefiting from early adoption. Finally, be part of something bigger. This isn't just about profit, it's about building a more accessible, equitable financial system. What role do you want to play? How will you contribute to making visions like Pi ATMs real? PiCoin ATMs represent a compelling vision for finance's future. They symbolize integration of decentralized crypto with traditional banking in ways that benefit everyone. While they don't exist yet, the path is clear. Ecosystem development, regulatory compliance, partnerships, market stability, and community engagement. Pi Network has achieved remarkable growth. Millions of pioneers are building something revolutionary. The mobile mining approach proved crypto can be accessible to everyone. Challenges are real, but so are opportunities. Progress happens every day. You are part of this story. Your participation matters. Hit that like button if you found this valuable. Drop a comment with Pi Network to the moon, followed by your country and flag. Let's see how global this community is. Subscribe and hit the notification bell. I create regular content about Pi Network and finance's future. Share this video with fellow pioneers and anyone curious about cryptocurrency.